So 20 years to the day, I sang on this Jimi Hendrix song on 4th of July. And the Lord, well, He made me a custom Jimi Hendrix songs 20 years to the day. I didn't even ask for it. That was it. But there's been a lot of things I've seen along the way. And so the Lord chose me to see something beautiful. That it was Old Town Road, but how old is a little old lady? And what was that crown of thorns made of? Rosicrucians, wild rose of California, rosacea, rosacea, poison, witchcraft, and a lying of the empire. And someone thought they could steal it and give us a red surprise. What? La Raza surprise, or the Shanghai surprise, or was it the Ruski Soviet surprise, or all along the watchtower the Redcoats were coming surprise? I think they were all willing to surprise us, but they were going to surprise themselves when they all showed up at the same time. The Hopi prophecy was to freeze them all to death with his centrifuge, freeze the entire earth, and then come out of the Iron Mountain and say, hey, look, Santa Claus did it after all, guys. You got your ho-ho-hos and your milk and cookies. But God is mercy, and so He allowed this. And so people were willing to fool themselves that they're getting away with something. No. Testify. And so, I don't worry about it. The Lord showed me paradise. It's okay. He's got this one. Yeah, He's got it. He needed me to walk. He still uses me. Yeah, that's right. He still walks with me. And He allows me choices and freedom too. God is amazing. But He also lets me see that I messed up and that I need to get my focus right as well. Papa don't take no mess. And so I got to get my, living spaces cleaned up, get a new place. If I don't find some work in a rapid manner, if I do even decide to do that, because they've shown me they don't really treat me fair in that system. And so, even though I do really good when it comes to, the IT work, I really kick butt. Yeah, I never got treated fairly. It was always about this little game where people didn't want to work, and they made this whole system of scorecards and says, nope, we outscored you again, kid. When I'm the one dealing with the president of the company, he's like, I like working with you, kid. And he said, yeah, that's right. I ain't a kid, though, by the way. That's right. And so I get called in. If there's a tough meeting, they would call me in. Get in there. Yeah, I'll take the pressure situation. That's right. And the Lord knows it. And so He sent me in there good. And He sent me in there with a fun attitude. Because what? He's loose too, and he don't get uptight about these people. Nah, he's humble and he relaxed, and his spirit's beautiful. He shows up as the blues man. Why do you have the blues? Darth Vader, old Mr. Radar, and the missing elements in the sky. Well, it's really because they turned their back on Him and didn't honor Him as the King, and that's all He asked. And so, the Father, the Cleveland Show, Shining Iron Line Zion, Bob Marley, but Jesus died for us, and well, He's just more humble, chubby. Well, how it was. The angel of the Lord shows up. But when you've seen Him, I think you've seen the Lord, and so, yeah, He took it for us, but doesn't let it be known. He just shows up humbly as your friend who's there to help you without trying to take from you. He's just there to give to you. Yeah. And you know what you feel kind of? You feel a little ashamed in His presence at times. It's true. But then he picks you up and says, nah, it's okay. He makes you laugh. He feeds you, makes you feel good, and lifts you up. And so I kick butt when I go out there. Yeah, I kick butt, but there's like this whole thing behind the scenes. They can't scan my mind, put me on a drug called ketamine. The Lord was there sitting. So it was right there in the music and the riddles and the mysteries. The river, the Gran Rio, became the Rio de Janeiro, Old Town Road, 2 Texans right there. Families separated, Judah and Israel, the ebony and the ivory. Yeah. The gold is like stored. Well, the guy who is in the main bad guy is in the casinos and the slot machines. So he kind of, and he's he's a marvel. God chose the top designer guy over there to build the building. The guy who lays the bricks, he put him to build the building. And so he set it up for God's children on behalf of God, deceiving everyone into thinking they could steal it along the way. And so it gets revealed in the Lord's timing. But get right with the Lord. Don't try to steal a kingdom. Get ready for paradise to come here. And instead of figuring a way to defeat each other, how can we make it work in a beautiful way? And that's how God walks us in. Or you can wait till the lights go out, the trembling starts, and call on Him and fear no evil. And even on that day of destruction, no matter where you're at, the Lord will come get you. Because on the day of destruction, paradise blooms. And the world will be amazed. When they're in destruction, you're living in such a paradise. So the division bell is this, the name of Jesus. Faith in the Lord, whether you call it Yeshua the Christ, Rastafari, Christian, what do you call it? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in kingdom? Or do you serve the empire? That's the division bell. That's the Old Town Road. That's what I see when I look at Cordova there. And God brought me there, and the coin said 1, Cordova, and it had a pyramid with the stars or a sun shining through it. That's Nicaragua, and I took that as gold water. The fountain that they were looking for. They found it and fornicated on a kingdom. Called it Cali fornication. And so treat you right. Even those who did that, God forgives you and mercy is upon you. Wash in the healing light and help His kingdom. Even Satan, get behind me, says the Lord. And so they're watching me through these shows, calling me in, but then the shows started becoming about me, but the people who were making them, I grew up with. Anyway, a green screen in the Blue Man Group. And someone, used it to manipulate other people, but God still allowed it. So no judgment. Even to the man behind the mask and the whole screen and the veil. Even when the wizard is a small guy. You remember at the end of Wizard of Oz? They all marched together, the big people and the little ones. Yeah, the big people and the little ones all marched together. It was never about flesh. All can be, made clean. And secrets and lies and coven was the problem. Papers were a promissory note, but the ones that were held to that promise started breaking their promise over time and making side deals. And so even the Lord, He puts Himself in this land and says, how can I feed my family? What am I going to do? How are you going to do it with this machine still going? And so this whole machine has been running in the underground the whole time. Metaphorically, or however you want to see that. Bandini Mountains Day Stearns Baker was LA, but we know it comes in a thing of Bandini. That's right. And so people were looking in the desert and said they ain't found shit in Spaceballs. But then the Hoover Dam was a vacuum cleaner, and that lady that was called Liberty, she wasn't about that at all. She had a cousin named Hey Cuba, which I think is a Scooby-Dooby-Doo-ya, and the two of them wanted to do it together. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. But all can be made clean because people were deceived into that, and all that can be used for good. Everything can be used for good. Even the Trojan horse of the enemy can be turned around and say, this is what was done. How can we use this to heal the world? Or people can go to war against God and find out the wrath of a lion. He only wrestles with his cubs when it's time to kill. He gets the job done fast, but he's slow in doing it because he's patient. He's proud. So there you go. Yeah, I gotta put that out right there because if I don't say it, it's on me. If you don't listen, it's on you. God's kingdom comes. California dreaming. Martin Luther King was shot in the face. The people who shot him, I think they hightailed it back out here and was sitting on the kingdom. Detroit, the Lions were left in a pitfall by Mr. Ford, who came out to the west and continued his Batman machine. Although all those lands can be beautiful again. The Ohio River Valley. To Cleveland. The Rock City. Yeah, the Rocks, Cleveland Rocks. And it's all there. And God had family and places for all different types of folks. But somehow we've been pulled into casino, trying to scratch off a lottery win when that's Lady Luck. And well, she makes her own luck, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, Sin City, what did it produce for us? That's where they built the Hoover Dam. It was a vacuum. It sucked all the light out of our nation. As above, as it is on earth. And so, don't underestimate the spirit in the gospel church. Yeah, don't underestimate the spirit in the gospel church. Don't underestimate the spirit that God talks even through the rockers. Because I hear the truth right there. Castles made of sand go back in the sea eventually. And if a 6 was a 9, I don't mind. Yeah. And the one, out of all the rap verses, the one that stuck with me the most, my favorite one to dance to and watch, Snap. I got the power. And that's the picture of the king right there. You see what we're saying? That's the Lion King that they cut down. He walks in the kingdom of man, but that's what well, Snap, you got the power. But even Mr. Jobs had jobs to do. Time was always limited, but time and eternity, and the answer was in the Citizen of Time Watch right there, guys. There's a lot of riddles and mysteries on the board. There's murder mysteries and all that, but I think you guys can solve them yourself by testifying in light and being made clean in love. The dark side of the moon, guys. True colors shining through. The rainbow was just a reminder of God's true beauty that's been hidden from you. And so that is what's going to come forth. The rainbow is the electric energy above Mr. Neil Tyson Degrassi. That's how the ancient machine would fly. The flux capacitor fluxes between negative and positive and takes the machine in the air, kind of like a bumper car that would go off the ground connecting towards that upper grid. That's right. That's what I'm thinking. That the ancient machine they found, the Isis Esther egg, is a gyro, because that's what Grandpa Swanson used to bring me. And that thing has amazing balance going down that string. But you remove the string, so that would be the Plantronics. The Earthship, Mothership that God has already built for us, that we turned our back on. He says he's got something better for you guys. It ain't nothing new under the sun. And so it is what it is. Where it is, I had never seen it. I just know that it's been allegorized and the ancient relic they talk about. And so it was a mystery. My vision said 2020. That's right. Every time I went there, it said, you got 2020 vision, kid. That's right. But it's in the Lord's timing, so it's up for us to walk forth. They said Blade Runner 2049. God said, fear no evil. But what did they show you in Blade Runner? In ancient advanced pyramids that were here in LA. They showed it to you in Beverly Hills Cop. They're showing you these old Spanish beautiful things. And then those tiles inside the Beverly Hills Gun Club, those are those same tiles in Blade Runner inside the ancient Kemet pyramids, which became Kermit the Frog's paradise. Alright, so that's enough talk. It's time to get actually kicking ass on my music. Get a little footloose going here, a little bit of dance stepping, have a good time. Work on some, well, informational videos. One of my favorite shows was Drive Through History on the TBN channel. That really helped my faith right there, just seeing the actuality of where the prophets walked through the course of history. So I'm not going to judge what happened over there or what happened in that Rome, but I know that there's an old Spanish, old English, old Cordova, some Illuminati. Maybe we never made it to. Maybe we did. Or there's just a riddle or a wrinkle in time, a quatrain, if you will. A quattro. But it was the Audi 1.8T Rabbit right there. Yeah, that's right. That's the Volkswagen of choice, is the GTI. Yeah, it is the GTI, is the Volkswagen of choice. That's right. Zachariah, man, well, he kind of reminded me of Donatello or Moses or something. He liked the Audi Quattro. Nah, I like the Rabbit, Zach. And so, even if you called it whatever you called it, and some said it was murder, testify what it was. All be washed clean, you'll show that it was all for a purpose, because even to the ones who have done that, God said to do that. And they always feared the day where they got it back, the people who gave out the apocalypto. But it was for a purpose of time, to bring us all back in God's timing. And so even Obama, well, there was secrets around him. And then so a certain mafia thought they owned him. And then other ones thought they had him too. And he's like, well, let's make a deal. That's right. Anyway, that's what it takes to be a successful politician out there. Same with Donald Trump, right? How can you judge when you're the ones willing to make the deal and trying to get the reward? So all could be washed clean. All could be shown. The goodness can be taken from all things. Instead of fighting towards a world war, just say, hey, these ones were asking me to do that for this purpose, and I don't think it's right. And that's about all it takes. But they made it scary. I think once the gases are released, the gun doesn't work. And you'd have to redesign your flying machines. Only certain ones might still work. Yeah. If you change the aerodynamics. So that would be a way to make people happy. Turn off the gun. The chemistry doesn't work. Yeah. And so that's kind of a glimpse what the Lord has shown me. That's why they had laser guns in those future movies, but they happened a long time ago, but we've never seen it, you see? They said it was a long time ago, far away. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. Not that long ago, and right under your feet. And so love to the Lord, and love to everyone out there. No judgment. I'm sorry for talking crazy. Everyone has showed up to encourage me along the way. Every nation and tribe has both, cut me and helped me along the way. And the Lord used it. So he showed me that we were all a house divided when we fell into sin. And the Lord will wash that clean when we're willing to come to him in the name of Jesus. And for me, well, it's good to say it. Yeah, it's good to say it because, I wasn't taught in a Christian family that was proud of the Lord. But it's good to be proud of the Lord because he was there for me when no one else was. And I got no friends in this world, but guess who will talk to me? The Lord will talk to me. You know what he said is a great business? Herbs. Yeah, herbs will just keep getting smoked in California. That's right, herbs will keep getting smoked in California. And what about hemp being a better material for these Levi pants? Because this cotton stuff doesn't seem to be cutting it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be cutting it. Holding up with the action man's lifestyle, because I like to get down there and, you know, you got an army man's got to crawl. He's got to climb over a fence. Van Damme's got to go see his master and learn how to kick up high. That's right. And so you need some action pants, probably made out of hemp material, which we could start appropriating portions of our forest, and you'll see that hemp actually produces more CO2 than the pine tree. That's right. And you're going to see that the earth starts to heal itself because someone sold you a brick. They sold you all kinds of bricks. Get it? They bake their bricks. Easy bake ovens, vacuum seal. Anyway, get freezer burn. Yeah, I got you on that one too. And so there's beautiful lands out there. Mr. Moonbeam did a good thing. He said you're allowed to collect your rainwater again. They said you weren't even allowed to collect your rainwater. Now, I don't recommend drinking this stuff. Maybe, if you filter it right, sure. But at least you can shower in it, water your lawn. Yeah. And so I'm trying to get off, well, the grid, because they're charging me coming and going, it seems. When we paid for them to set it up, and they set it up on our back and set up a business over us. Get it? Man. And so, hey, it's all good. Even to the Bluebirds at the old soccer club there on Thursday nights and sit on their monthly dance. No judgment. God might even show up and play right through those old Germans on stage right there. Yeah, that's right. These guys. He created all the nations. Yeah. And so love is the key. Love is the key to the city. Love is the key to the kingdom. Love is the key to the house. That way a house of cards doesn't have to fold. It can be solidified and made beautiful. Everything we have can be used for good with the right spirit. And don't cut down people. And so, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you for everyone. Thank you, Lord. And I took down a lot of the other crazy videos, but they're still up there in private, so if any, like, you know, intelligence folks, they can always look at it, and say, this guy was going crazy, but he hit something right on the head. Yeah, that's right. Anyway. And not that I was wrong, it's just, well, the world, they're showing you through their movies, there's a dark side out there. And well, when the light shines, you'll see how bad we got and how much we need God and healing. And that's why we get a hug if you seek the Lord and washed. I thought the Lord's seal of approval was like a kiss from Grandma. That is right. And I always picture her as a African woman. That's true. And I felt like I had a connection as a child, and God showed me I did in a beautiful way. So, have a wonderful day.